Welcome to part 8 of the Edward Art Supply series, Feeling and Self. A link to the full written post will be in the description below, as well as Edward's channel. Definitely check it out. Part 8, Feeling and Self. A question that keeps popping up in the series is, how do I feel? Or, what is the feeling you are talking about? I hope I can answer that for you. Now let's first get honest with ourselves. I'm sure when you first found out about this material, you were imagining yourself on a beach somewhere. Something like that. I remember when I first heard Neville, I thought he was satanic. Then I heard him quote the Bible, and I was intrigued. I studied his interpretation of the Bible and did not really care about the law. Then I got interested in the law, and I remembered starting to imagine myself in Hawaii. Things of that nature. But if I'm being honest, I never really wanted to go to Hawaii. I don't care much about vacations. I don't really care about lots of things. I am into clothes, books, so I have clothes and books I want. But for the typical things people want, I never really wanted those things. I've always been a contrarian. I'm sure you have as well. It is sort of hard not to be when you study this stuff because it is so widely different than what is taught. And studying it is one thing, actually accepting it is another. If you accepted these teachings, no, you are not crazy. You are simply interested in your mind and its power. You want to know the cause. The cause is the most important thing to discover. Want the feeling. I say all of this to you. If you are not imagining and feeling what you truly want, you will never really change. Yes, you may be a bit better here and there, and then you fall backwards. Sure, beaches and mansions are cool, but is that what you deeply want? I'm not saying you should not imagine those things because you can imagine anything. You can imagine what you want. But in order to really feel a change in self, it must be something you deeply want. Why? Because you won't stick to it. If you do something you dislike long enough, you will become bitter. Neville says, we must want to change self. I know I said we should remove must, shoulds, have tos from the mind, but that was in the nature of consequences. You don't have to have punishments if you don't want to. We must want to change. We must want to think greater and greater. We must want to feel the best. We must want it. We must want to feel abundant. We must want to feel the best feelings for the sake of feeling the best. Not because of some consequences if we don't, but because we remain as we were if we don't. That is punishment enough. Do you see the difference? And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. Matthew 9:17. Once you start to feel the freedom of feeling after what you want more of that feeling, that freedom. We have to develop this want. Our want of feeling the best feelings must supersede our habit of feeling lack. So the first part is to want the feeling. What feeling? Whatever feeling your heart wants. It must be something you deeply want to feel. If not, you either remain as you are, or you will change, but eventually you will go back to your former self. Jesus replied, no one who puts a hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the service in the kingdom of God. Luke 6:92. The only way to not look back is by wanting to not look back, not by suffering through it. If you want to feel better, if you want to feel yourself to be the greatest in your mind, if you want it, you will not look back. If you are consistently going back to your former self, that self that you want to outgrow, you have not stirred up in you a deep enough want, or you are not sure what you want. You might have an idea of what you want, but spend some time discovering your deep wants and give them to yourself by giving yourself the feeling as if it were true. All done in the mind. That will truly change you. How to feel the feeling. This is the most common question I get, but it is actually the simplest thing to do. Understand everything is an assumption. All those thoughts you are thinking are assumptions. The mind does not care what you think. If you want to get rid of guilt in the mind, it does not stop you. Only yourself does. The mind holds nothing back. Want to change the memory and feel different about it? You can do it. Want to make the great feeling you are feeling even better? You can do that. Want to feel excited about tomorrow for no reason? You can do that too. Want to feel guilt over the mistakes you made years ago and then conjure up the future punishments that spark fear in you and leave you stagnant? You got it. Want to feel that nobody can punish you? There you go. The mind does not withhold anything. We do. But how does one feel? The word is acceptance. Remember what I wrote in part 7. Neville says, when the desire comes upon you, even if it cannot possibly materialize in 6 months to a year, to accept its fullness anyway. We are not talking about just any desire, but a desire where it cannot materialize in 6 months to a year. How many of your desires cannot materialize in 6 months to a year? I bet none of them. And Neville says to accept it anyway, entirely accept it in the mind. The guy, Neville, did not deny himself of his wants in his mind. Even if it's not possible, do the same. If you accept the desire, it does not matter what it is, or if it can even materialize. Accept it anyway. Do not fear this acceptance. Do not fear the ecstasy. Embrace it. Get high on it. Feel it. Let it change you for the better. This is what you want. Create this wonderful habit of accepting whatever wonderful desire that comes to you. Then it will become normal. Self. Now, if you're like me, you also wanted to find the secret sauce, the key to manifesting. I know I did. I wanted to find the easiest, most simple, pain-free way to manifest. I wanted to just eat potato chips and watch the world change. I wanted that. But what I found was even better. See, I thought we were supposed to manipulate and control the world. I thought we were supposed to imagine a scene and repeat it over and over until it happened. I was wrong. Here's why. If you're imagining a scene that is not natural to you and you are repeating it over and over, you will struggle badly. You will have nights where you don't even want to imagine. Why? Because you aren't imagining what you truly want to imagine. Do you see the difference? You feel like you have to imagine it this specific way. That is ruining the enjoyment of it. That is ruining what you want to do. I'm sure you just want to imagine your scene and with ease and feel the love and enjoyment from it. Then do that. It doesn't have to be complicated. The most natural scenes and imaginings are those that you want to imagine. Read that again. The most natural scenes and imaginings are those that you want to imagine. Now, what is the secret sauce? I will tell you, as did Neville, no one or nothing to change but self. So when you are panicking about so-and-so or what might happen or this and that, remember only change self. There's nothing else to change, or nobody else you must change. Self will forever be your key. It is the secret sauce. And self is what you feel to be true. You can feel what you want to be true. So if you find yourself in a position you dislike, you self, change it and watch it happen naturally in your world. Have patience for your world. It will always reflect self. That you can always trust. Want the world to see you as amazing? Then start seeing and feeling yourself to be amazing. It will happen naturally, for life naturally expresses self. But you must want it. Not want it just because. Maybe you just want to relax and read a book. And you want to be away from things. Then do that. Make it lovely. To hurt people in your mind is to hurt yourself. Your life will become hell, I tell you, if you hurt yourself. So self is the way to control and manipulate the world. Self is who you think you are and what you think you have within. This is a feeling. So start giving yourself or your mind ease by doing what you wish. Make it so lovely you can't resist it. Make it so grand and great you feel engulfed by it. Here is an example. Let's say you want someone like me where you think about the things and you did in the past that make you feel guilt. But remember, the only reason you are having memories that bring you guilt is because you were feeling guilty to begin with. If you had no guilt in your mind, You would not even think those things. But you think these memories, guilt start to come, then maybe you start to think of some future event where punishment or something bad awaits you. You, being clever, you create a scene that implies the fulfillment of that guilt. You are doing exactly what Neville says, just in the wrong direction. You hate this feeling that something bad awaits, and you just cannot feel what you want. Instead, you have this feeling in the back of your mind, and you fear letting it go. You think, what if though? What if it's true? What if that actually happens? What if someone brings it up, etc.? What do? Well, let's see what you were doing in the first place. You are afraid of someone making you feel guilt for the wrongs you have done. But at the same time, nobody's making you feel guilt in this moment other than yourself. You are guilting yourself. You are creating the punishment. You are feeling the fear. So you are afraid of someone doing what you currently are doing to yourself. So how does one stop this cycle? Well, first, realize you are not doing what you want. You are not feeling what you want. Remember the first step. You must want to feel something better. Your want must supersede this feeling of guilt. Then ask yourself, what do I actually want to feel? Don't be ashamed of it. Don't feel it is impossible. Don't worry if it will work out or not. Want it. Accept it in fullness. So say you deeply want to feel, nobody can embarrass me in this world. Nobody can punish me. People, when they are around me, cannot help praise me. I feel completely safe in my world. It is always reflecting self. I don't care what it is. It can be so embarrassing or impossible to your neighbor. It does not make any difference to me. If I want to feel it, I will not fear it. I will accept it in full. Maybe I struggle to feel it right away. Maybe the fear grips me back. Well, fine, but I want it. So I will not let myself be overcome by my own fear. I want it. So I will continue on until I become so overwhelmed by the beauty of this feeling that I cannot help but accept. I want it to remove my free will because it is so great and grand that I cannot help it. Then it becomes easier and easier from then on. Then understand you are changing self. You are not trying to stop this person from doing that or change the thoughts of this person. Your only concern is to change self. There's nothing else to change. So you want the world to stop punishing you? Then stop it within yourself. Feel that nobody can anymore, not even yourself. Want the world to stop telling you bad news? Then hear the greatest news you can muster. Why not? If you can do anything in your mind, why not do what you want in it? Self is what must change. The only thing that must change to see a change in the world. You can also think of it this way. Self is the most powerful manifesting tool there is. Here's a great answer by Neville. It encapsulates what I'm trying to say here. The question: what must I do to inspire creative thoughts such as those needed for writing? The answer: what must you do? Assume the story has already been written and accepted by a great publishing house. Reduce the idea of being a writer to the sensation of satisfaction. Repeat the phrase, "Isn't it wonderful?" or "Thank you, thank you, thank you," over and over again until you feel successful. Or imagine a friend congratulating you. There are unnumbered ways of implying success, but always go to the end. Your acceptance of the end wills its fulfillment. Don't think about getting in the mood to write, but live and act as though you are now the author you desire to be. Assume you have the talent for writing. Think of the pattern you want displayed on the outside. If you write a book and no one is willing to buy it, there is no satisfaction. Act as though people are hungry for your work. Live as though you cannot produce stories or books fast enough to meet the demand. Persist in this assumption, and all that is necessary to achieve your goal will quickly burst into bloom, and you will express it. Neville says to repeat that phrase. Why? To just get to the feeling of success. That is it, to change self. It does not really matter what the words are. The words are not the secret. It is the change in self. A change from feeling unsuccessful to successful is what that person wants. Now notice all the things Neville adds on. He's almost like a little child with his imagination. He just goes on and on and on. Assume it is done. It is accepted by a great publisher. Then live like you're an author you want to be. Then assume you have the talent to write. See your book on the outside of the glass. Now see people hungry for your work. Now see yourself not being able to meet the demand. Persist in that. Now you tell me, do you really think it would be hard to persist in that? If that is what the person wants, do you think they'll have difficulty persisting? Do you think they will go, fuck it. I don't feel like imagining that tonight. No, absolutely not. That is amazing. Who wouldn't want to persist in that? Only a crazy person wouldn't. It is truly yours for the taking. This is what changes the self. This is all you need to change. Question: what is the meaning of the insignia on your book covers? Answer: it is an eye imposed upon a heart, which in turn is imposed upon a tree laden with fruit. Meaning that when you are conscious of it and accept it as true, you are going to realize, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Thank you for listening.